Hi, I'm Joe Chili, mornings 7 to 9 on Buffalo's oldie station, The Big Weck. Joining us on The Big Weck's Buffalo on the Rise today is Tracy Kachka, who is the COO of Payroll Processing. I got your name right.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're all glad to have you here today. And especially glad to have you here because you handle Weck's payroll.
Yes, we do.
You know, so if anything goes wrong, I don't get paid. So you know what that's like. Now, is this something? How did you get into this? Is this a family business?
It is a family business. Almost 40 years ago, my dad started this right from scratch. I grew up in the office, filing, answering phones, printing payrolls, and here I am today.
Is payroll? I mean, I you know, multiplication tables confuse me, I think, or did as I was younger. But is payroll really, it's got to be a difficult thing to do. I'm also, for the average individual, plus, you know, there's so many records that you have to keep, and you can be penalized if you don't, right?
Yep, and the laws are constantly changing with New York State, the IRS. We take care of all of that for you.
That's amazing. And, you know, at the end of the year, you know, it's funny because I used to get, you know, when you were in radio or something like that, you get tickets to something. Oh, you know, we're going to sponsor such and such a show. Here's tickets. And, of course, you'll get, is it a W-2 or something at the end of the year? Everything is kind of labeled now, right? Or
correct. And your W-2s with us are included in all of our fees. We take care of all that for you. Your quarterlies, file your taxes with the IRS and the state, file your W-2 so that all gets reported. And you as a client don't have to worry about any of that.
And is it reasonable to do something like that rather than to pay an individual to have to do it on staff, you know, to handle that?
I think so, just because of the changing laws. It's constantly changing. It's too much for people to keep up on.
How many clients do you have?
800 in the area, over 800, in and out of the area.
Really? Okay, so you mean in and out of the area, but you know.
The majority is in New York, but we do payroll in Florida, Pennsylvania, a couple other states.
What about contracts, setup fees?
No contracts, no setup fees. We have a few sheets of paper you need to fill out based on your company information, your employees' information, and that's it. We go from there.
Now, are there specific things? I guess the way I look at it is there a menu, you know, that they choose from, or is it set up the same thing for everybody?
It's not the same for everyone. If you still want to pay your taxes yourself, your payroll taxes, you're certainly able to do that. If you want live checks and some employees want direct deposit, you know, you can do half and half. It's not all for one.
You know, that's an interesting thing for me because, you know, it may be payroll deduction, but you still get a paper check that's non-negotiable.
Right.
Right. And I guess the reason for that is so you can see what all your deductions are, things like that. Is
correct. That right? And by law, you have to supply that, stub to your employee, whether it's a paper stub or an online lookup, but they do have to have that stub.
What about the end of the year? I mean, you know, if you're doing work for other, you know, different companies, other different venues, and it says you're supposed to have your W-4s or
yes.
whatever, W-4s, by the, you know, by such and such a date, it just seems to me that things flow in, not from you guys, but from other people after that date.
Right.
And is there something, can you be penalized for that? I mean, you know, or is it something that you pay attention to because it really keeps an individual from filing their income tax, right?
Right,
They have to wait.
Right. So we try, you know, we're on top of our clients. We're always sending notices out and flyers, emails, that kind of thing to make sure everyone's on time with everything that they need to be on time with.
Is there one person that usually contacted a company that you work with, or do you work with multiple people?
Multiple people.
Do you really?
Mm-hmm.
And any idea, like, you know, you say 800 clients, but, you know, how big some of the companies are?
Our clients go from one employee, and our largest client has over 1,000 employees. And we run their checks weekly, those 1,000 checks.
So how many people are employed at Payroll Processing?
We have 10.
10 people,
mm-hmm.
and you're doing all of this?
Correct.
You know, and do you really perspire if computers go down?
Yeah. You don't want your internet to go out.
Your internet goes out.
You lose some time.
You're in bad shape. Well, you know, the thing is, even when we have things like COVID, we have snowstorms, we have things like this, you know, people count on those checks.
Yep, which is why we're rarely closed in those circumstances.
Really?
Yes.
So
people need to get paid.
I wonder why you had that note on your back that said emergency personnel.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the exact reason.
Exactly.
You know, you partner with local agencies. You do things like, I'm assuming now, workers' comp, disability,
Yes.
Paid family leave.
The paid family leave is all a part of the payroll tax deduction. The workers' comp insurance, we outsource that to other local agencies.
Is paid family leave a big thing?
It was in the beginning when that new law came out, but you roll with it.
Really?
Yep, that's all part of the payroll taxes now.
Okay, now you've got to look me straight in the eye. Do you enjoy your job?
I do.
Okay, all right.
Never bored.
I'm sure it's never boring. That's really great. All right, so if people want to find out more information about you, we're going to give some information, but we really appreciate you being here
Thank you very
today
much.
and talking to us all about this, because it's something that we don't really think about. As your commercial says, this industry does this, this does this, this does this, but we don't do payroll.
Correct.
Right? And
Yep.
that's, thank goodness for you.
Exactly.
And thank you very much, Tracy, for being here. We
Thanks for
appreciate
having
it.
me.
For more information and answers to your questions, contact Payroll Processing by calling 716-668-5200 or go to payproc.net. Sponsorship and promotional considerations for the preceding segment was provided by the following.